Welcome to
Hello.
a special Saturday sit show with Krisko. We got Saturday games, we got a Saturday sit show. I'm here with Jeff, who was just telling me an amazing story about his Christmas tree. Jeff, you want to share that with the audience?
The amazing story is that it exists. No, we got a fake tree this year, and it's the only way to go, honestly. Pre-lighted, looks great. Doesn't look like the weird pipe cleaner trees that you used to see in like the 90s when you saw a fake tree. No needle drops. Don't have to worry about if there's enough water in it. Don't have to drag this thing out and cut it up when I'm all done. Definitely would recommend it.
I also went artificial today for time. Uh, I do like cutting it up though, because I get so few reasons to use my chainsaw.
To be fair, that part is good.
Yeah,
I do like using the power tool. Using the power tool aspect of it is nice,
yeah.
but everything else, I told my wife when we got it, I was like, "Oh, honey, we're missing out on one of our most hallowed holiday traditions, which is arguing with each other if the tree is straight or not."
Oh yeah.
Because every time we put up the Christmas tree, it's like, move it that way, no, move it that way, no, move it that way, and yeah, it's one of our most hallowed traditions. It's gone by the wayside.
Yeah, trees are weird and
They are.
annoying. So what? We have games today. What games are today? Nebraska's
Oh,
playing Morehead State or something?
kind of. Bills Chargers is kind of like that.
I I
We
I,
got,
I have Morehead State in the game on the brain because I think they had a bowl game which had 800 people on attendance.
geez Louise. That's like, man. UC Santa Barbara didn't even have a football team. I felt like we had more people go to football games than that. Just going down to UCLA. No, we got two games today. We got a 1:30 game, 1:30 Pacific. It's Bengals Steelers. Walker determined yesterday on the podcast that game has a very high bosometer or bozometer, as you might say. That's why I posted that in the group chat. And then we got Bills Chargers, which that game is going to be a blowout. That one, we think that they were originally like, oh man, Saturday night, Christmas, like this will be like people setting down, wrap their presents. This will be like a prime game. And now they're like, maybe
Yeah.
people will be traveling, so nobody has to see this
Didn't the
because this is going to
Chargers
be it.
the Chargers seem to be just the NFL's pariah. Let's play a team that's angry and wants to score 60 on you every week.
Also, you don't have your head coach or your quarterback or your number one receiver. So it's going to be
Well, one
Gift
of those
Smith.
one of those is an addition by subtraction, but yeah, the other
Well,
two.
I don't know. Bro's name is Gift Smith. Gift Smith.
It's pronounced
Like that's
Jif.
a
It's pronounced Jif, and I'm not going to handle any
no.
debate otherwise.
That's what I wanted to know if we're gonna have the same argument about the file format.
We already have
Um,
questions raining rolling in here. Uh,
what?
yeah.
It's Saturday. It's Saturday morning. Go fight. Go sleep in. Go watch cartoons, people.
Oh, okay. I'm glad we did this now. Currently, Tony, what's up, Tony? Tony is going to
Tony,
host Gambling Absurdity right after this broadcast ends on this channel. So stick around for a full morning of absurdity. In my BML semifinals, well, la di da. Am I crazy for starting Baker over Kyler? 4 point passing touchdowns, half point per completion. Oh my God, a negative half point per incompletion.
mm,
That's always hard for me to calculate, napkin math wise.
basically, you're trying to figure out if they're gonna be over 50% passing because that's
Yeah.
when it's over 50%, that's when it starts to matter. Baker over Kyler.
I like Baker over Kyler. I just don't think Jacksonville wants to stop people.
I think that's true. I think that game has a high chance of being a shootout. I'm acquiescing to the Bears being a sneaky juggernaut lately on defense. Ever since they got Montez Sweat, they've been shutting other teams down on defense.
Yeah, well, he's been banging the
Um,
drum for that too.
yeah, I would say I could co-sign starting Baker over Kyler if that's what your gut tells you. It's not crazy. Personally, I wouldn't do it just because I'm a dumb little baby. But you know what? No, screw it. I would do it. Baker over Kyler. Let's go.
Yeah, it's 2023. Winning a fantasy football playoff game with Baker Mayfield has some allure to it. Uh,
Especially 'cause it's the same style as when I beat Waleed with Andy Dalton, and he has not forgotten about it for 4 years or
oh
whatever.
yeah, oh yeah. He kept telling me, he's like, I'm gonna do it back to him, and I'm like, do what? Do the
And that's
thing,
how
and
you
I'm
know
like,
it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that thing. Like,
That's how you know it broke his brain, is he's still
yeah.
worried about it.
It's Saturday evening for Minnie, and he wants to know full PPR, Spears versus Seattle, or over McKinnon questionable, and Zamir White.
Hmm. So Tyjae Spears has not been getting a ton of looks. I'm
Yeah.
double checking to see. I know the most recent news with McKinnon was that he didn't practice earlier this week. But that was because not second straight missed practice for him yesterday. So that's not good. And then Zamir White, the Raiders play let's see who they're playing here. Oh, the Chiefs. Yeah, that's right. That's that Christmas morning game. I would say because we're so uncertain about what's going on with Christmas morning, I think those are all very close choices. So I would say Spears versus Seattle. I could co-sign that because Seattle is a pretty good matchup to go up against for your running backs. I think they're going to have a big emotional letdown after beating uh, the Eagles on Monday Night Football.
I don't want to play a running back on the Raiders Christmas morning or a running back versus the Raiders Christmas morning because the Raiders always figure out how to Grinch it up and ruin everyone's day.
Well, you don't want your Christmas morning ruined. You don't want to be opening presents and look up and
Having to watch the
uh,
Raiders ruins your Christmas morning.
yeah,
Although I guess not last game when they won 63 to 14. But
they ruined somebody's Christmas.
that was hilarious. What
The
else?
the after that game, before Brandon Staley got fired, the best post I saw was somebody like, "Look, I just want Brandon Staley to be able to spend Christmas with his family."
Are you are you in the playoffs in your league of record?
I am in the playoffs.
Congratulations.
I started off with Poopa na Poopa, 100 million yards on Thursday Night Football, so I'm feeling pretty good. I did play again. I think I played against somebody else though. It's a close matchup. It's the guy that he and I are like 1 and 2 in points scored on the year. We just happened to the way that matchups fell. We happened to be he's the 1 seed and I'm the 4 seed. Um, let's see where are we sitting here. Uh, yeah, I'm 56% to win. I had Puka Nakua go on Thursday, so I'm crushing that one. He had Cooper Cup, so it was a huge victory for me for Cooper Cup to kind of not do great.
And Minnie wants to know Addison versus Detroit is the play over Pickens versus Bengals. And
Absolutely.
both are ahead of Kincaid for a flex.
Absolutely. I would say that. I'm going to be off camera for a second because I'm on dog duty because my wife's sick again. And they would like to go out. So I will be right back, but I'm connected via Bluetooth, so I can still talk.
I'm sorry about that. I can vamp. So this year was a passing of the torch. My mom has officially made it further than any of my fantasy football teams in her first ever league, my 80-year-old mother. So rooting for her to make her finals, and she had Stafford and Olave go already. So has
Hey,
a
that's good.
she has a comfortable lead. Yeah, she knows ball and she studied up for the auction. So I'm rooting for her, and otherwise I'll have nothing to root for next year or next
She
week.
knows ball.
Yeah, she knows ball. Like,
I, lo- I love knowing ball discourse because one of the biggest proponents of it on Twitter is my buddy Akash, who he always posts like you don't know ball, and he somehow got into it with one of my friends, like the guy that goes to football games with me, and he was like one of my groomsmen. He was my roommate in college, and we went to high school together, so I've known him for forever. And he's like, he got so mad. He's like, I know ball. He needs to stop saying I don't know ball. And it was one of the funniest things I've ever heard because Akash is just like, YDKB, when you say something that he doesn't like, he's like, I know ball. You need to tell him to stop saying I don't know ball.
wow. Is Aaron
Uh,
Jones a safe play this week?
no, Aaron Jones isn't a safe play this week. Is Aaron Jones probably going to be a good play? I think so, but is he safe? Absolutely not. He's coming off an injury. But it's a good matchup that he's going to have this week. They're going up against, oh my God. Saturday morning, I haven't done any of my like review, and we did the podcast last night, so I'm running on fumes. Oh yeah, they're going
Going to
against the
Carolina.
Panthers.
Yeah, that's a start.
Yeah. So going against Carolina, it's a good start. Is he like super trustworthy? No, he's coming off of injury. And he got a good volume last week, but we've seen him pop that injury again, and just leave the game. So I would play him though, personally. But most of my teams where I have Aaron Jones, I'm not particularly worried about it anymore. To put it as nice as euphemistically as possible,
Zach
given
Moss
what I had to
is
spend. Go
Zach
ahead.
Moss is officially out.
Okay. So Zach Moss officially out. That makes Jonathan Taylor even more of a smash start because um, one, he's Jonathan Taylor. Two, his backup is now Trey Sermon. That's all you need to know.
Oh my God, I
Um,
forgot.
so,
I forgot Jonathan Taylor existed. I was like, dang,
yeah,
that's the Colts starting running back. Who are you gonna pick up? And I'm like, oh wait, no.
Jonathan Taylor.
Oh my God. Okay, Travis Etienne at Tampa Bay, Tony Pollard at Miami, Ty Chandler versus Detroit.
Mm, Not Ty Chandler. With Madison likely coming back and the Detroit Lions having one of the best run defenses in the NFL, I would not go back to Ty Chandler this week. I would go back to Ty Chandler next week, just FYI. They play shoot, who do they play next week? I forget who they play next week, but that's another good run matchup. They play the Packers. That's a good run matchup next week. This week, I wouldn't go with them. Lions, bad run matchup. And then who are the other ones? Sorry, I was vamping on.
Pollard and Etienne.
So Tony Pollard going up against Miami, and then Travis Etienne going up against the Buccaneers. Ooh,
Yeah.
I would probably go Pollard just because Etienne's efficiency has been going down, and with Trevor Lawrence kind of banged up, the offense hasn't been as great. So I would go Pollard over Etienne, but that is kind of a coin flip. That's like a 52-48 sort of thing. I'm not particularly
Those
um,
two aren't bad
tied to that.
starts. Neither one's a bad
Huh?
start. Neither one's a bad start.
Yeah, exactly. So
Neither
I'm not like you have to start Travis Etienne over Tony, or you have to start Tony Pollard over Travis Etienne. It's just like that's what my gut says.
Yeah, I would agree. We have a bit of a lull here. Thanks for the questions. Get more questions in. So let's talk about the biggest game of the century. Baltimore versus 49ers on Christmas night. Wow. That is going to be
Yes,
special.
the game that when it came out on the schedule, I said, "Oh my God, babe, we play the Ravens on Christmas," and she said, "We're not going to that game." And I was like, "Oh." So shout out to one of my wife's best friends, bridesmaid, Gracie. She is going in our stead. She bought our tickets. She's taking her dad. I hope her dad doesn't watch because I'm pretty sure it's a Christmas present. But yeah, this is the most recent biggest game of the season for the 49ers. They've passed the other two tests, I feel like, going up against the Cowboys and the Eagles. But I feel like the Ravens are on a completely different level because what they do well is defense. And so that's what has me worried. Um, the Niners are like 5-point home favorites. I don't like that at all. I think the Ravens cover that.
This is a spectacular game. The number one current seed in the NFC versus the number one current seed in the AFC. And this late in the season, this never happens. So
I
good.
believe it was the Around the NFL podcast. Mark Sessler pulled up a nugget that said the last time that the two teams with the best record played in December was 1989,
Oh, nice.
and it
Yeah,
was also
never
the
happens.
Niners.
I'm seeing
So
the
it
spread.
it
The spread's moved to 5.5 now.
oh, is it 5.5 now? I
Yeah,
don't
that's what
like
I'm
that at
seeing.
all.
No,
I don't like that at all. Stop it. Stop it. I don't like this. Stop having faith in my football team.
I hope it's a
Like,
great game. I don't care who wins. I mean, I want the Ravens
yeah,
to win. They're my favorite team. But like, just if both teams put on a good showing, I'll be like, all right, Super Bowl preview. Let's bring it back. Good job.
both te- both teams played hard.
Yeah,
Honestly, the more impactful game for the 49ers standings was Philly Eagles last week because with that game, the Niners can now only have to win two out of the last three to
yeah.
secure the number one seed. And
Similarly,
they're
this
playing
game. similarly, this game doesn't matter for Baltimore because they play Miami next week, and so
Yeah,
win or lose, that's
they
going
should
to
rest.
determine the seed.
Yeah, they should rest everybody.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, because then they'll escape the curse of the teams that played against the 49ers this year. Because or that beat the 49ers. Because here's the thing. Who's beat the 49ers this year?
Um, the Jets.
Nope, the Browns. What happened the next week? Quarterback out for the season.
Thanks to the Ravens, by the way.
Who else beat them? The Vikings. What happened after that?
Quarterback out for season.
And you know who else beat them? The Bengals. What happened there?
Joe Burrow died.
Joe Burrow tried to throw a football and it fell out of his hand because he couldn't grip
That
it.
was sad. Full
Yeah,
PPR. Full PPR. Donta Foreman versus Arizona. Josh Downs versus Atlanta. Or Demario Douglas versus Denver. And I've just learned a new player.
You don't know Pop Douglas?
I do not know Pot Douglas.
I would go with Pop Douglas of the three just because Josh Downs he's been getting like 3 targets ever since like he came back, got 13 targets, and then they were like, no more of that. And he's been getting like 3 targets per game. Pittman is going to play. He's fully out of the concussion protocol, like no red jersey, no nothing. So he's going to be the number 2 there. And Deonta Foreman, I have a standing rule that I am not touching a single Bears running back for the rest of the year because, good God, I'm not looking at them. They're like an eclipse to me. I know they exist. I will not look directly at them because 3 guys splitting 25 touches or whatever, not a recipe for success for any of them. Also, I would just like to say that my laptop, I have it on my little side table. I just accidentally kicked it. The whole thing shifted. My coffee spilled up and back into the mug. So shout out to my Merry Christmas mug because I didn't spill a drop.
Oh, it splashed up in the air and
then back into the mug.
Oh, that's fortunate. That's
Yeah.
That's a very not Evan thing. Let's see. I'm just looking at Pot Douglas.
You're looking at Pop Douglas?
Yeah, where'd you come from?
I think he went to Cotton Eye Joe University.
Good lord.
Because I said, where did you come from? Where did you go? He's like, oh, Cotton Eye Joe. I bet. No, he's just kind of like he's decent. Good hands, not the most athletic, like not the most like high speed athletic guy, but he's become the de facto wide receiver 1 in New England because all their wide receivers suck. And so he's been getting a good amount of targets. He missed a couple weeks with a concussion, but outside of that, he's been a fairly reliable PPR guy.
He played college football at Liberty.
Liberty Mutual?
Liberty Mutual, yes. I would prefer that, actually. Yeah, so take that.
Liberty Mutual, now one of my accounts at work. Let's go.
Oh, but you used to work for Farmers.
Yes, now I work for Caliber Collision. And Liberty Mutual is one of my accounts. Because our lead estimator left because he had enough of my manager's bullshit. He did not want to be there anymore. So he left. And so I went from State Farm Farmers, Geico, to State Farm Farmers, Geico, Liberty Mutual, not Allstate, Liberty Mutual, Travelers, Hartford, and there's another big one that I'm forgetting. Yeah, I like doubled my workload. It's awesome. And the best part is I didn't get a raise. That's the best part.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So, I'm going to fist fight somebody. But yeah, my manager and he did not get along, so he transferred to another store. So, oh well.
It's what it is. I Googled black students at Liberty University, and now I'm down a rabbit hole.
Oh, bro, I didn't even think about Liberty. That's what's it called? That's Jerry Falwell's university, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ew, I didn't even think about that.
They definitely aren't mad about people saying they don't have any black people.
They're like, we have one, honest. I feel like there was somebody who just went to, like a quarterback who just went to Liberty.
There was.
Liberty.
There was.
University NFL players. Let's see. Oh, Malik Willis. That's who it was.
Cool. So they have at least two black people, or had. Good for them. So diverse.
They're like, Jerry Falwell bringing out Malik Willis and doing the Donald Trump, calling him my African American.
Did he do that?
Yeah, it's some guy at a rally. He was like, "Look at this! Look at my African American."
Oh
It's
my
like,
God.
buddy, what do you? Yeah, this Donald Trump fella turns out brain not so great. I don't know if you've heard about this guy. His brain is it's wild.
Tony
Sorry to be
knows.
controversial.
Tony knows a black guy that goes to Liberty, so that's three. Or went to Liberty.
Dang, Tony knows Malik Willis.
Wow. Or
Wow, that's crazy.
Pop Douglas.
Or Pop Douglas. His name's Demario,
There's
but
only two.
his nickname's Pop. Oh
Wow.
man.
So,
By the way, I need to know if this joke is Evan approved.
okay.
Last night we're doing the preview, just me and Walker, because it's Mike's wife's birthday. Happy birthday to Mike's wife. We joked that this isn't the joke, but we asked if Mike married Jesus Christ because it's interesting timing on the birthday. But Texans versus Browns. I was like, what is this? Texas politics? Folks,
Yeah, that works.
because they hate brown people there. I don't know if you heard about this.
That works.
It took Walker a second, and then they went, oh. But yeah. So we did talk about there's a lot of bozo matchups this week. We
Now,
highlighted
for people who are watching, not me, because I know everything, but for people who are watching who may be wondering, what is a bozo matchup?
where both teams have a high likelihood of being among the dumbest teams of the week.
Yes,
Just
yes,
complete
yes.
just complete nonsense going on. Bengals Steelers, Walker swears this is a bozo matchup. I don't think it is. Bengals Steelers, it's just, two okay to bad quarterbacks against two good defenses. But they're not bad in a way that's hilarious. Like, you're looking for hilarity factor.
It's
So I narrowed in on Colts Falcons, massive bozo factor. Gardner Minshew versus Taylor Heineke, just two absolute bozos. This is something that Walker debuted on TH Fantasy, by the way. So Tony knows about the bozo meter. Colts Falcons, huge bozo factor. Like, I think that's one of the biggest bozo games of the week. But Commanders Jets also just out of control bozo factor. Like, just completely unhinged behavior could happen in that football game. And then the other one, sneaky bozo factor for me is Cardinals Bears. That one could be a bozo game. And then so we've got at least three bozo games this week. If it's CJ Beathard, Jags Buccaneers could be a bozo game, but it's looking like it's gonna be Trevor Lawrence. But
wow.
we got two absolute bangers this week. Cowboys Dolphins. Patriots Broncos also has bozo possibility. But two bangers this week: Cowboys Dolphins, Niners Ravens. Like, the gods did us well this week with those two matchups.
Yeah, Niners Ravens is gonna be the best game I've seen in a long time.
I sure hope so.
And it's the first Christmas I'm having in my house since I bought it in
Oh,
2017. Usually we go to a grandparent's house. So
oh,
I
but you're
have,
doing it. It's
yeah,
a home game.
it's a home game. So that'll be special. Nice special Christmas day. I accidentally found my Christmas present for my wife.
Oh
It's
boy.
it's Mark Andrews jersey. So
A what jersey? Oh,
a
Mark
Mark,
Andrews.
yeah, which is perfect.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just give me clothes. That's
Like, what was funny? What was funny was, like, that's when you tell when you're an adult was when you're a kid you're like, socks, and then when you're an adult you're like, oh hell yeah,
yeah,
socks.
I need socks. Now I have to go buy socks. Yeah, my
Yeah,
mother-in-law got my wife rather. I don't want her to hear, but she got her a rather pricey gift, and she was like, "Sorry, I only got you a sweater." And I'm like, "Dude, that's what I asked for. I just want a
yeah,
sweater.
that's what I want.
You buy
Yeah,
good sweaters, man. Don't buy me anything but sweaters. I can't dress myself, so I need all the help I can get."
yeah. We did White Elephant at work, and I considered stealing the Target gift card so I could, like, go buy some clothes.
Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah, free clothes. I ended up with a bonsai tree Lego set, which I will probably be doing tomorrow while I'm watching football.
Fun. Brian Sklar will be at the Jags Bucks Bozo tomorrow. Bozo Fest.
Oh, that's right. Brian Sklar, Buccaneers season ticket holder, I believe, or somebody he knows is our Buccaneers correspondent.
The Buccaneers are first in the NFC South.
NFC South weirdly, oh no, it's AFC South. Weirdly has 3 teams above 500, by the way.
Yeah, and one team at five. Well, oh, that's weird. I was gonna say so does the AFC North, but I'm like, oh wait, that's a good division.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
a good division. But
yeah.
we realized last night, Walker and I, that the NFC only has 5 teams above 500, and one of them was just 500 before Thursday Night Football.
Huh.
Yeah, like there are only four teams in the NFC that are solidly above 500.
Oh wow.
Uh,
The Buccaneers, the Rams are the sixth seed right now at 8-7. It just gets worse from there.
yeah, it's bad. The NFC is bad, dude. It's a bad conference.
Wow. No wonder Lamar Jackson is like 22-1 against them.
Yeah. So
Tony
if
Marks
any,
just says 2/3 of TH Fantasy will be at the Bears Cardinals game tomorrow. A lot of people going to games this
ooh,
weekend, huh?
yeah, not me though. Not
No,
me.
I don't go out.
Season ticket holder, the biggest game that Levi's has hosted in years. I won't be there. I'm definitely not bitter. I'm definitely not upset about it.
Who are you hanging out with? Your wife's family or your family?
My wife's family. But here's the thing. Here's the fun part. Here's the fun part. My wife's family lives 3 hours away. They're in the mountains. They have a very delicate demeanor, Swiss Blanc Shepherd dog who is not doing like she's not feeling well. She's not like sick or old or anything. She just has a lot of like inherent health problems because she's a purebred. And because of that, my black lab is not invited to Christmas. The baby pit, she can come. Black lab not invited because she's too high energy. She's too erratic. And so I am driving down on Christmas and then driving back on Christmas. And my wife is going down there tomorrow. And then, or today. When's she going down there? Tomorrow, I think. And then coming back on like Tuesday or Wednesday. So I'm driving 6 hours on Christmas. Let's go.
What the hell? Who's watching your dog while you're gone?
Lab's just gonna stay home by herself.
Oh, okay.
She's only gonna be alone for like 12, 13 hours. You know, she's 6, so she has like bladder control. She's not gonna have an issue there. Um, and if she does, we got Amazon has been on a heater this year, by the way. They sent us a completely wrong box of stuff that we did not order at all. And they didn't charge us for it. And in it was reusable puppy pads.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm gonna put a couple down by the back door. So she go like that's where they go to the bathroom. So hopefully she's like, I gotta go. Oh, maybe I'll just go right here.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a fun times. But it's okay. I get to drive my Mustang around. Vroom vroom.
You have a Mustang?
Yeah. My
What
wife
color?
got it for me for my it's gray metallic. I'm not a big like gaudy car color guy.
Tony said tickets to the Bears Cardinal game were $22.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. My in-laws made the mistake of putting their parking pass up for face value for Ravens Niners, and it was gone before he closed the browser. Because those things are going for like triple face value right now.
Yeah.
And he put it up for face value, and he said, yeah, it was gone before he closed the browser. He's like, huh, I probably screwed that up.
Yeah. Talk for a minute. I need to parent real quick.
Oh boy, Evan's got a parent. You know what? I don't have to do parent because I don't have kids. Let me tell you about the dink lifestyle. You get up when you want, you go to bed when you want. You have no responsibilities other than work. But sometimes your whole life is wrapped up in a very anxious dog, and you have to drive 6 hours on Christmas. So there is that. So let's see. And also my in-laws coming up here is not an option because my wife's 93-year-old grandma cannot be in the car for 3 hours. Um, so yeah, I was hoping that Evan would be vamping because I am currently posting this week's episode of TH Fantasy.
I'm back. I
So
can talk about
Evan's back.
stuff. Yeah. The
I
Ravens.
was being,
I'm not having
I
any
was,
family for Christmas. I'm just having my wife and kids. It's
no,
perfect.
that must be nice.
I haven't even planned dinner. I haven't even thought about shit. Like,
You probably should. The stores are going to be chaos.
yeah.
Yesterday at work, I was like, oh, I'll just pop over to Target at lunch. In like the only shopping center that has a Target in this the city where I work, El Dorado Hills. It's like a very snooty area. And I walked in and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I cannot pop in here.
I can, without going to a store, I can do either country fried steak or ribs, just based on what's in
Ooh,
my freezer. I'll give
ribs
the,
is a good Christmas. That's a good Christmas
yeah,
thing.
probably. I should thaw that out.
Are you gonna? I assume you're gonna smoke them.
Yeah, I have to. I can't let myself
What
not.
what smoke? What kind of smoker do you have?
I have an electric one, the one that everyone has. I think you have it
I don't
too.
think.
The one that
No,
looks like
I
a
got an
mini,
off.
the one that looks like a mini fridge.
Oh, I wish I had that. I have a barrel offset smoker. I have like everything I cook is seasoned with beer that it's not going to be come out correctly. So I got old school.
Yeah, that's the good one. That tastes better. Yeah, I'll have
Yeah.
the family, but yeah, I can do some ribs. That sounds good.
Yeah, ribs. The reason I was asking was like if you had the chaos one like I have, then I would say don't do that because then you're not spending Christmas with your family, and
Yeah,
also the weather is going to make it impossible to keep heat. But if you have an electric smoker, then
yeah.
have at it.
Tony says, "Are we all anticipating the Rams Lions playoff matchup in the first round?"
Uh,
Currently, it would be. Oh yeah.
yeah, Rams Lions will be fun. It'll be fun for the Lions to send the Rams packing. Uh,
Currently, it would be Lions. God, I can't read this. I can't. I don't know. I can't. Now that there's one bye and not two, I have trouble parsing what's going to happen in the playoffs.
I know it's very obnoxious. Also, they got rid of that bye specifically so they could add teams that probably shouldn't be in the playoffs to the playoffs.
Yeah, right
So
now
good
it
job,
would be
everybody.
the Vikings and the Colts.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let's see. Wait, hold on. Oh boy, did I do it? Did I pull it off? Uh-oh. It says, yay, TH Fantasy's up in both feeds.
Hooray!
So I did it on stream, so I don't have to worry about it when I'm done.
Nice. I'm getting my
Uh,
wife. My day is, well, I guess my wife's day is filling out insurance forms. I'm getting her. She just got on Medicare.
oh boy,
So, but I need
insurance
to,
forms. That's fun.
yeah. But if I can get like a Cadillac plan for like 200 a month because Medicare. And so I'm
Hmm.
like, we're filling out all the forms today.
Yeah,
So,
we're doing that.
yeah.
It's funny how like the most beneficial things are hidden behind like zillions of forms and so much like onerous stuff.
My in-laws were like, get her extra insurance. I'm like, why? I don't want to pay that much. Like, I don't, and they're like, we'll even pay for it. And then I looked it up and I'm like, oh my God, this is really, really cheap.
Yeah,
It's like I'm getting extra. I don't even need it, but if I didn't get the extra, it would be like 25 bucks for like full coverage. I'm just getting extra
dang.
because I like redundancy because she clocks up $20,000 bills on the reg.
Ugh.
Yeah, Medicare rules, socialism forever.
Socialism. Clap, 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 clap.
Yeah.
Socialism.
Let's see
Oh
who would.
man.
All right, so if the playoffs would start today, the first round would feature the Dolphins against the Colts. Good Lord, the Bengals against the Chiefs, and the
Ooh.
Jaguars against the Browns. I have no interest in any of that.
Jags Chiefs might be fun.
If they're
No,
both,
it's Bengals Chiefs. Bengals Chiefs.
yeah,
That
Jags
might be fun.
Browns.
Imagine if what's his face? Imagine if Jake Browning goes chaos mode again.
That would be super fun.
That would be really funny if he Folsom High legend Jake Browning.
Kiss
He's from
Folsom.
around.
Oh,
He's from around here.
are you driving 3 hours east or 3 hours north?
Uh, what if I told you I was driving 3 hours? southwest. I'm
Yeah.
driving to Santa Cruz, basically.
There are mountains down there?
Yeah, between San Jose and Santa Cruz, there's mountains. Hence the valley, hence Silicon Valley.
Having lived in Northern California most of my life, I should have known that, but I don't.
They make up the valley in Silicon Valley. So
Huh.
yeah, the range starts between Santa Cruz and San Jose, and it goes up the peninsula.
Wow. Let's see.
So they live in about, I'd say 45 minutes. Like if it's an hour from San Jose to Santa Cruz, they live 15 minutes from Santa Cruz, 45 minutes from San Jose.
I really hope the Bills make the playoffs because there
are.
There are currently no good first round playoff matchups as they lie. In the NFC, it would be Cowboys and Vikings, Eagles and Rams, Lions, Buccaneers. I don't want to see any of those.
I kind of want to see the Lions beat the shit out of the Buccaneers. I think that would be really funny.
That would be their first playoff win since what, 1962?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Since the dawn of time. Since the dawn of man, they've been seeking the Lions to win a playoff game.
Why does it smell like cat food?
I don't know.
Maybe my wife's making tuna.
By the way, the Bills are making the playoff. Bills, Rams, both going berserker mode at the correct time. Bills beat the shit out of the Cowboys last week, and it was in a sustainable way because they changed how they did things on offense.
They just ran it. They ran it 500 times.
Yeah, they ran it a billion times. They stopped throwing the ball to Gabe Davis, which is smart because Gabe Davis, very good football player, incredible blocker, not a consistent guy that you can rely on. You kind of just have him out there for like 2-3 shots a game, and then he can block the rest of the time. And their schedule is opening up. They've had a very rough schedule lately in terms of very good defenses. Like the Bills aren't the toast of the AFC, like not even close. That's kind of fallen by the wayside. I honestly don't know who is the toast of the AFC, to be honest with you, because Chiefs struggling. I guess it's the Ravens, because Chiefs struggling hard, Bills struggling hard. Joe Burrow's hurt, so it's not the Bengals. Dolphins have been okay, but wildly inconsistent. Like I don't know who the toast of the division or the conference is. It's got to be the Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens are sick. James Cook is actually third in total rushing yards, but that's still
amazing. Is he really?
Yeah. Kyren Williams
crazy.
and CMC are both over 1,000, and then Cook.
I've had James Cook on my fantasy team all year in my home league, and I did not know that.
Yeah, sneaky, great season by James Brown.
James Brown. James Brown.
Yes. Brian Flower is starting Flacco over Browning this week.
I co-signed that.
Who's Browning?
I co-signed the Stillers.
Oh, right.
Yeah, yes. I mean, Jake Browning's had a fun run, but he's not, so did Josh Dobbs earlier this year. So did Nick Mullins at one point.
These quarter Houston, you got to go Flacco.
Yeah, you got to go wacko for Flacco.
Plus, it's 2023. Win playoff games with super old guys that were retired. That's how you do it. That's the dream.
That's the dream. All right. My back is killing me. Oh, my executive producer is here. This is the podcast. This is the podcast executive producer is my cat, Zoe. She always, whenever I'm recording, she wants to come sit in my lap. So we call her the executive producer of the podcast.
I wish my cat had affection at all.
Oh, dude, this cat is crazy affectionate. She's like a dog. She comes when you call her.
My cat is afraid of everything.
Oh, not Zoe.
Yeah.
She lived in a park. We got her when she was 1 from a rescue place, and we realized that it's probably sad why she loves people, because the only reason she was alive was the kindness of strangers, giving her little foods. But she is very well pampered now. Very spoiled kitty cat.
Rescue is
the worst thing that happens to her is she She doesn't get her nighttime treats exactly at 9 o'clock. And she'll let you know.
I hope my mom
So,
wins.
who's your mom playing against?
That's a great question. Who is my mom playing against?
So she beat your.
Pyrrhix
Uh-huh.
41. Someone named
Uh,
Pyrrhix 41.
she beat your son last week?
Yeah, handily.
Ooh.
Handily. She's got a
Grandma,
legit team.
grandma, grandma said, get wrecked.
Yeah. She's got a legit team. She picked up and started Ty Chandler last week.
Damn, she knows ball.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of ashamed I didn't invite her to fantasy football decades ago. Because
Ah,
when I came in for the auction, she's like had lists and lists. And it was like I'd be like, "Ooh, this guy's good." She's like, "No, he's not my list." And I'm like, "Okay, you got
she's like, Evan, please.
yeah,
Have you seen his RAS? Please
yeah,
get out of here, Evan.
yeah." It was cool. It was good. She's like me for auction. Auction fits better. She's like, "Look, I just like these guys and hate everybody else."
Yeah, that's like my sister. I was helping her with her one fantasy team because she's a teacher also the teachers at her high school have a fantasy league. And so I was helping her with it. Now she has like 3 leagues. I was like, what are you doing? Where did this come from?
That's cool. Let's see if we have any questions. We had a smattering of questions early, and then it dried up.
Uh, I have no questions. I have no cues for you. Bum, pum, pum, pum.
Let's
Little, Christmas themed, vamping for you.
look at my mom's team. Who she have? She has Thielen in the flex. She could put in OBJ
Mm,
or
mm,
Jacoby Myers.
mm. Does she have the option of none of the above?
No, this is her second flex. Like the rest of her team's locked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she already has Olave and Matthew Stafford, so she's up 44 to nothing.
Oh, dang.
It
So
has
she's
her
cruising.
project it has her projected to win by 32 points.
Oh, so this tinkering doesn't even matter.
I hope so. I
All
would
right, there
like
goes the executive producer. She's gone.
goodbye,
She's
executive
off to
producer.
do. She's off to do cat stuff. Oh, the dogs are ready to come in. All right, so Evan, you have to vamp now while I go let the
Cool.
dogs in.
Let's look at things that I see. I'm going to our Discord and I'm checking out. No questions in the Discord. That's weird. We had questions. I guess people, because it's a 1:30 game, people are just kind of taking it sleazy on a Saturday morning. That makes sense. This was kind of an experiment where like people hadn't been coming to our
Yeah,
Sunday shows, so we were like, well, let's try a Saturday show, and it started off hot, but now
it did start off hot.
it's kind of dried up. So I don't know what to conclude. Maybe Saturday shows when there's a 10 a.m. game is the way to go. Is that next week? Let's see what's
Is
going
there
on.
a Saturday the game next week? Good God, NFL! I have things to do.
There's a Saturday 5:15 p.m. game,
Oh, that's fine. That's acceptable.
and then when do the Ravens play the Dolphins in the morning, and then you play the Commanders. Good Lord.
Yeah, that game's gonna be a freaking joke. I need sustenance, so I'm eating a Jello pudding. I don't know if you've ever heard of these.
What flavor?
Chocolate. Uh,
Now I've lost chat. How do I get chat back?
dogs are back in the house.
There we go.
I panned the camera over, but the house is kind of a mess right now because Christmas prep. There's
Yeah.
boxes everywhere.
Yeah. And then week 18, everyone plays at the same time.
Yeah. Week 18 is kind of a because they don't want teams to like sit. They're trying to make the most intriguing matchups.
It says
Um,
time is TBD. What the hell does that mean?
so that means they don't know. They haven't set. They usually pick one game to be like the game where it's win or go home for Sunday night football, and then the rest of the games they kind of spread out based on like how win loss will play out. So like games that don't matter for anything, they'll probably throw in the 10 a.m. window. Games that really matter, they'll throw in the uh so that they're all playing at the same time. Like depending on like all the West teams will probably play at the same time, if that matters for stuff. Just so they have the most intriguing Sunday matchups.
The only possible for winner go home for both teams is Browns Bengals.
Nathan, it might be Browns Bengals.
Interesting.
Could be Falcons Saints. Weirder things have happened.
Oh, Brian reminds us there's a Nickelodeon game on Monday. That's
Yeah,
cool.
I wonder
When
who's going to win MVP.
I just get when is
Oh
that?
man, breaking news. Evan, you talked about the Zach Moss downgrade, but you didn't talk about the biggest news of the year.
What's the biggest news of the year?
1 year ago, Bears place kicker Cairo Santos gets a 4-year, $16
Oh
million
yeah,
extension.
yeah, 9 million guaranteed.
9 million to guaranteed for kicking a dang football.
Yeah. Oh, 10 a.m. on Monday, the Nickmas game with the Ninja Turtles. Well, we'll have that on. My kids love that. Fabulous.
Kids love the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, sure.
Got to show them the old poorly animated Ninja Turtles cartoon.
And then they're no, never. Then they're doing the Super Bowl. SpongeBob Bob themes. That's
Sponge
awesome.
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Oh dang, they have the full season of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the '80s on YouTube.
Okay.
For they just don't care. I love when things are like, yeah, there's a copyright on this, but we don't care.
Oh, here's a
Oh, this is
fun.
the official Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles account. All right, so I guess they're allowed to do that.
Here's a fun ad I got. Uh, it's called "The Horrifying Truth About CBD," sponsored
Oh
by
no.
sponsored by Tommy Chong's CBD. So I don't know
The
who
horrifying truth. Too
greenlit
good.
that. Yeah, like not gonna click through to that. Thank you
It's like the horrifying truth of oxycodone, as sponsored by
though.
the
Pfizer.
Sackler family.
Yeah. Let's see. Where's
Oh.
Taylor Swift gonna be this week? Um,
Answering the important questions here on the football
oh,
absurdity stream.
will she be at the Chiefs game on Christmas morning?
Ooh,
That's true
spending
love. That's true love. If so,
spending Christmas with her boo.
yeah, with her new family.
By the way, you know what's really funny? So you know how there's been a lot of like, is Travis Kelce washed? Is he bust? Is he, terrible at football? Blah 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 blah.
Yes.
Uh, he's a tight end one in points per game. He's still the best tight end, just not by as much as people thought, and it's still a full point per game. So he's still a difference maker at the position. So it's just very funny
Oh
how
yeah,
how
because he missed one game.
yeah, he missed week 1, so he's not the number 1 overall, but but by points per game, he's the number 1 tight end, and by almost, I think it's 0.9 points per game,
It
and
is.
it's like people need to chill out. Like Travis Kelce, is he not the number 1 tight end next year? I mean, it's arguably Sam Laporta, but he still should be like top 3. I think about him like I've always comped him to Mike Trout in so much as greatest at the position, one of the greatest to ever play the position. And then for fantasy sports, he always goes tops at that position, not because he's going to be number 1, which he usually is, but because he has the highest chance of not finishing outside of like top 3. And now he's actually kind of mirroring Mike Trout's career, where Mike Trout was still good for a year, and then age started to catch up with him. And for him, it was a bad back. But, he's still a very good football player. Travis Kelce is. Mike Trout's still a very good baseball player. Just age is catching up with them.
Jay has come into the chat with 3 questions.
Okay.
Let's see. Thank you, Jay. First, I want to know Aaron Jones or Waddle. Jay, can you tell us PPR or not?
I would go, in PPR, I would go Waddle. Non-PPR, I would go Aaron Jones.
Me too.
By the way, if you hear a dog crying, it's because my puppy is not getting attention from the older dog.
Okay, I bet the
I
older
feel
dog
like
loves that.
I feel like I have to show what is going on here. Uh, because they're laying on the couch and the older dog is just laying there and the puppy is getting in her face and crying because she wants attention. And she's not a puppy anymore. She's a year and a half, but we still call her the puppy. But that's what's happening.
Okay,
So
so
that's if you hear a dog crying, that's what it is. Come here, Lila.
Aaron Jones, not PPR, Waddle PPR. Cleveland or Eagles defense? Give me a piece
Uh,
of that good team versus the Giants.
yeah. Cleveland. Who's Cleveland playing?
Houston without Stroud.
Mm, I
They're
think
both great starts.
you're picking around the edges, really.
Yeah, I still want the Eagles, but dude, I don't care. They're both great. Good job.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Montgomery or Ty Chandler. Both
Let's see,
have
Montgomery.
both have horrible
Uh,
matchups.
Lions going against the Vikings. Vikings going against the Lions. I would go with David Montgomery. Even
Yeah.
though Gibbs is clearly Walker contends that I'm incorrect, but I feel like Gibbs is clearly taken over as the one there, and David Montgomery is usually just cleaning up and it's spelling him, but they're still running the ball with him like 15 times. It's just Jahmyr Gibbs. When they need something, they go to Jahmyr Gibbs. When they need just like a running back out there, it's David Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm with you. Hey, OJ, Merry Christmas. In PPR, Wandale Robinson, Pop Douglas, or Michael Wilson? PPR,
Mm.
Wandale, Pop, or Michael, no good nickname Wilson.
So Wandale against the Eagles, Pop against who's the New England playing?
Somebody.
They are playing against somebody. Oh, the Broncos. And then the third one was who was the third guy?
Michael Wilson or Pop
Michael
Douglas.
Wilson
Yeah.
going up against the Bears. With no Hollywood Brown, I'd probably say Michael Wilson with no Hollywood Brown. But it is close. Michael Wilson, Pop Douglas, Wandale Robinson. I feel like they're all going to finish somewhere around like wide receiver 40 on the week.
I feel like Wandale would be my pick because Philadelphia's not great against the pass, and New York Giants, I don't see them throwing it under 40 times.
My only fear is that that offensive line's not going to hold up for Tommy DeVito again. You know what? If you want the guy with the highest upside, I would say I agree it's Wandale.
That's fair.
He has the highest chance of like a 15-point game. Like the other guys don't have that possibility.
That is fair. Let's see here. These guys are there. It's
Oh
so
boy.
sad. It's so sad looking at players I rostered in the rankings being like, oh, he's gonna have a good week. Oh wait, I'm out of the playoffs. Never mind. He's
Yeah.
dead to me. He's
Oh
dead
wait,
to me.
that does you don't matter anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care about you anymore.
They may need two if Jaden Reed doesn't go. So pick two. Bench one, Pop Douglas, Wandale, or Michael Wilson.
Mm, Jaden Reed should be playing. But if he doesn't play, I would say my second guy there, I would say Michael Wilson. Yeah.
So Pop Douglas is out, which makes sense to me because who is that guy?
You didn't even know he was a person.
Yeah, he is a
All right.
person.
Important news update. The older dog is paying attention to the puppy now. They are
Thank
playing.
God.
They are playing. So if you hear a commotion, it's 110 pounds of dog playing 6 feet from me.
Jaden Reed hasn't practiced all week.
It sounds like he's quiet. It sounds like he's flexible, like he should be playing. Because I really wish they brought probable back because getting rid of probable low key fucked with everything.
Yeah, it does. You're saying Jaden Reed would most likely be probable if it still existed.
I would say so, yeah. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like they're just resting him for him to play this weekend.
Interesting. Green Bay, Carolina. That's gonna be a yes. Will be a football game.
That is a National Football League game. That is a game in the on the National Football League schedule for Week 16. That is definitely a truthful fact.
Let's find the tickets. All right. So,
Are we playing cheapest tickets?
yeah, I have an
Let's
answer.
see.
It is not the Cardinals and Bears, who Tony is going to, or people are going to see for $22.
No.
You'll probably get this.
I'd say it's the Bozo game of the week. Colts Falcons.
That is second lowest.
What is it? The number one? Is it the other Bozo game of the week?
Yes.
Commanders Jets. Oh, as
Yes.
low as $8. I missed that. Hey, if you need a last minute Christmas present, Commanders Jets.
They have the entire New York metropolitan area, and I can't find someone who will pay more than $8 to go.
What's funny is a pair of Commanders Jets tickets would qualify for like you know how some offices it's like $20 maximum on White Elephant. Hey man, I got you tickets to Commanders Jets. It's like honestly, I'd rather have the cop out $20 scratcher that you see.
I will steal the Lego bonsai set.
Dude, I got my Lego Groot stolen from me. I was all ready to build baby Groot. I told my wife that I was leaving the White Elephant with Legos. I'm hell or high water.
Okay.
Yeah. Because there were multiple Lego sets. Because we my office is all about the Legos. So yeah. My gift, I thought it was gonna be a hit. So I got because we're a body shop, right? So we have bay doors. They're always open, or they're open a lot of the time. The shop is cold. Like it is legit cold out there because we're at the edge of the hills. So cold weather comes through. So I was like, oh, this will be great. I'll get electric hand warmers, like rechargeable hand warmers. I'm like, this will be great. Somebody's gonna love this. And then our white elephant was our white elephant was last Friday, and last Wednesday, somebody comes in, or our office manager comes in and was like, I bought a box of hand warmers for everybody. And I was like, son of a bitch. So, but our parts woman, she gave them to her boyfriend. He works outside. She said he loves them. So shout
Okay.
out Aaron's boyfriend. He said he's, quote, always cold. So
That sounds horrible.
yeah, it sucks, man.
Amazon said they delivered to our house last night.
Are you sure it was your house? Because we did get somebody else's package from Amazon. So
Yeah. Hmm. I'll check for that. All right.
the thing is with the package too was like it was labeled for us. It's not like the delivery driver dropped it off at the house. It's they packed it wrong. Like they packed somebody else's box in with our address. So like
Oh, that's
Amazon
weird.
Amazon has no idea what to do. They were like, I guess just keep it.
That's weird.
So we got reusable puppy pads, a shoe rack, and a book.
OJ is going to drop off. Happy holidays to you, OJ. We should probably drop off in the next 10 minutes to free up the staging room for Gambling Absurdity.
Oh shit.
Because I know they like to meet early and we're in their room.
Yeah.
They've reserved the
So
meeting space.
we can't go long. Their names on the sign up sheet.
Yeah.
So just want to say real quick, everything is up for the week on Football Absurdity. We don't actually talk about what's like on the website in these streams for people who fit. So we've got Walker Kelly's weekly ranks; those go up every Wednesday. Those are up. We've got Walker Kelly's starter sit where they highlight players that they're higher or lower on versus consensus and reasonings why for that to kind of help you do your lineups. Some would say, why doesn't Walker do the starter sit show? And it's because it doesn't rhyme. Okay.
Yeah.
Starter sit show with Krisko rhymes. I do, well, while he does waiver wires, I do cut candidates. That doesn't really apply this time of week. I do sleepers. Well, Lee does streaming defenses, which as a Bears fan, he lucked into the Bears being good. for the last few weeks. Um, and let's see, what else do we have? We have a whole bunch of stuff. Gambling with Tony. Um, yeah, and then we've got podcasts. We've got TH. We got two podcasts if you count TH Fantasy. Those boys just run independently though. We just host them, but they are part of the family. The family. Just a lot of stuff every week. And then with the off season coming up, I am bringing back my what to remember throughout January, which is kind of a little rundown of like, hey, when you look at these stats from 2023, these are the weird circumstances that you need to remember that happened that led to these stats.
Oh, I love
Like,
that. Like, don't
yeah,
draft James Cook in the first round.
yeah, because it's like, hey, this is the weird thing that happened. This is why things are the way that they are. So, like the perfect example, like I always start off with the Arizona Cardinals on all my team by team series. We got to talk about, Josh Dobbs, Clayton Tune of it all affecting, year end stats for players. So that's coming up starting. I'm probably going to take week 18 off. Not much for me to talk about that week, but starting up after that, I'm going to get all those rolling.
What do
Um,
people overlook the most or over factor in? Yeah, what do they
uh,
overlook the most would factor in stats?
um, One thing that people tend to overlook the most or be too much into is a running back with low efficiency if they had injuries along the offensive line, like at key run blocking positions, like the guards. So you'll have people being like, oh, such and such is washed because they don't run very well anymore, and it's like, well, their left guard went out for the season in week 5, and before then they were, their efficiency, this was their run, yards before contact, like they were actually still a good runner. It's just their offensive line was doo doo. It's
Uh,
also the same with like key. You see it a lot with guys who get a lot of targets. They get kind of bumped up the ranks among like tight end or wide receivers and tight ends, and it's usually some guy ahead of them in the pecking order went down for the year or missed some time or played banged up, and then you see it a lot at tight end where they do that. People also overlook extreme efficiency seasons at tight end. Like, hey, this player only had like 60 targets, but he had 12 touchdowns. And it's like, that's not going to work going forward. Just FYI, I would like you to remember this. The classic example of that.
Tony says, oh, sorry, go for it.
I was going to say the classic example of that was Big Bob Tunyon for the Packers a few years ago, who had way too high a target load or touchdown volume based off of his target load. And then he had like 2 touchdowns the next year and was nothing for fantasy. So,
Tony
what was
says
Tony
Oregon
saying?
RV had off-season tightrope surgery and started slow in Dallas.
Doing off-season tightrope surgery. Tony Pollard? Is this bro talking about Tony Pollard?
I think he is.
I don't know what tightrope surgery is. Is this bro going to the carnival?
Tightrope. Oh, it allows the syndesmosis to be stabilized in a flexible manner. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. The
Okay.
syndesmosis. Okay.
Uh,
I definitely know what that is.
it's high ankle. It's a high ankle sprain surgery.
So was it Pollard?
I'm gonna look that up. I didn't Google it.
I'm looking at tightrope surgery Cowboys.
Yes, he did.
Tony Pollard.
We have
Uh,
solved the mystery.
yeah, Tony Pollard. Yeah, that's something news that came out this week that he was like, yeah, maybe I'm not healthy. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That appreciate that. Appreciate that
Uh,
information in week 16, buddy.
Yowza.
Hmm?
Okay, you said yowza.
Oh, it sounded like you said gyoza. I was like, oh,
I
we having
probably
gyozas?
did. I have affectation. We're not going to get an influx of people as we get closer to game time because game time is not 10 a.m. this week. So
No, it's not.
if anyone wants to get any last minute questions, I'm going to pull the plug in about a minute. I'm also distracted because apparently there's a package on my door that was there last
On
night, and I
your
want to
door?
see. Stuck to my door. Uh, that
Interesting.
I want to
Is
get
it, is
there.
it, wait, is it affixed to your door with a knife?
Yes, that's why I'm distracted. That would be distracting, would it not? Uh,
That would be very distracting.
what did you get your wife for Christmas?
I got her. So she has because her back because of her car accident, she spends like her like leisure time in bed a lot. So I got her a really nice like one of those little sit up chair thingies for
Oh,
bed.
that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so she already has that. And then the thing she doesn't have yet is I got her a white girl cup. I got her a Stanley. And then a um a weighted blanket because she's been
Oh,
having trouble sleeping. Like
nice.
a really nice one. And then I hope she doesn't I doubt she'll hear this. She's asleep upstairs. And then a candle that says smells like or smells like Pitbull farts. Just kidding, it's lavender and vanilla. Because she likes
Okay.
candles, and our Pitbull, her farts, they're very stinky.
Nice.
So that's the joke. If and then speaking of the Pitbull, while I'm talking, we can show here. Well, instead of having me, we'll have dogs playing cam. They're playing on the couch.
Oh, good.
So that's a more interesting visual for everybody than my ass.
And we can just end on that. See the dogs, everybody.
Look
All
at the
right.
dogs. They're playing.
Any last words, Jeff?
Uh, uh, Go Niners.
Go Ravens. All right.
No, no, Evan, no. All right.
Hope it's a great Super Bowl worthy game. All right.
I hope it's the opposite of what happened last time the two teams won the Super Bowl. I hope the lights stay on the whole time. All right,
All
goodbye,
right.
everybody.
Goodbye. Happy holidays.